following is an exclusive presentation of Ravens Productions.
Coming up on this week's edition of Ravens Report, Calais Campbell is mic'd up as the Ravens kick off the 2021 season in Las Vegas. We sit down with rookie linebacker Odafe Oweh and preview Sunday night's matchup against the Kansas City Chiefs. All that and more on this week's Ravens Report.
He's in a 15-10-5 touchdown Ravens. They are dancing in the aisles. Oh, what a scene we have at M&T. Family on 3, 1, 2, 3.
Welcome to this week's edition of Ravens Report from the Under Armour Performance Center. I'm Evan Washburn. Week 1 of the season is now in the books, and while the result in Vegas Monday night was not what the Ravens hoped for, there's no ignoring that it was a thrilling game that's now an immediate classic in the Monday Night Football legacy. But now the attention also, as John Harbaugh put it, has to turn quickly to another primetime matchup, Sunday night against the explosive Kansas City Chiefs. An incredible opportunity to bounce back at home in front of what is now a full house at M&T Bank Stadium. But before we look ahead to the matchup with KC, let's revisit Monday night, a game that despite the result did have a number of positive takeaways. From Sammy Watkins' 96 receiving yards, his most since week 1 of 2019, to rookie Adafe Oweh, showing immediately he's going to have an impact in this league as a pass rusher. Then Lamar Jackson's complete command of the offense and notable improvement as a pocket passer. And to get a real sense of what the atmosphere was like in Vegas, enjoy Calais Campbell, wired for what was a wild Monday night in Sin City.
You worked your whole life for this moment right here.
No, I got you.
I know, I got you.
Let's get it.
It's going to be great. Everybody just take a second, smell the air, hear the noise, hear the crowd.
Rock star with the dreams, big bags for the teams. Gotta get it and I stay committed, get into it, that's by any means.
Well, it has been a musical performance, a light show, and every bit the show you would expect in Las Vegas. And now the show turns to the focal point of the night at Allegiant Stadium, the football field.
Rock star with the dreams, big bags for the teams. Gotta get it and I stay committed, get into it, that's by any means.
Expect to see a healthy dose of Tyson Williams tonight. How loud are the butterflies in this, his first start in a regular season game? The Ravens face a 4th down and 1, and I don't see any hint whatsoever of the special teams. Instead, it's big bodies coming on. Tyson Williams is the back, pistol formation. Give us to Williams right up the middle. He's got a hole. 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Tyson Williams, and welcome to the Baltimore Ravens.
They finally seeing what we seen on camp. That boy Tyson is a beast. Hey, do it again. But I love the way he worked though. You can tell by the way he worked, he was ready for his moment. He was ready for his moment. Let me say that.
That's that last name right there doing that work.
All right, now let's play football.
Ready to go?
Let's play football.
Little boy.
Let's go. Just thought this was. What they thought this was.
Both sides kind of felt each other out, got a sense for what the other one wanted to do. Pass across the middle, and it is knocked down by Marlon Humphrey. The pass was intended for Darren Waller.
You were so excited that you broke the ball up. You ain't know you had a pick in your hand.
I didn't feel it.
He did. If he did, you can't throw the ball away. No.
I didn't even feel
No problem. That's why you challenge him. He's looking at fumble. Hell yeah. All right. Wait up.
So a new school look, but old school football as the Ravens try to get the ball into scoring range.
That's what we do, baby. That's what we do. That's what we do. That's what we do.
Jackson to throw on 3rd down. Pocket collapsing, he backpedals, pumps once. Fires end zone. Caught, touchdown! Hollywood Brown, and the Ravens extend the lead.
Scramble drill! Scramble drill! Yes, sir!
What they just did, that should have been a sack for anybody else.
We just didn't close the game out when we had the opportunity to do it 3 or 4 times. And that's what you need to do. When you have an opportunity to win, you got to go win it, and we just didn't do that tonight.
Let's start with the team that lost the game. That's the Baltimore Ravens. So here are some of my takeaways after watching that game. The culture is still intact. So they're at the 1 foot line. They are all shaking hands. Lamar's congratulating the Raiders. They think the game's over, but then they end up putting the ball at the 1 foot line. And I think probably most people watching, we're sitting there thinking, okay, it's 1 quarterback sneak, maybe 2 quarterback sneaks, and the game's over. And I'm sitting here going, no, this team will fight until the very end. This is not over. And sure enough, they call a little movement up front and just slide the line, and Leatherwood, the rookie right tackle, jumps, and then they get a stinking turnover out of the thing. But I'm like, that is the Ravens culture, because how many teams at any level of football, when you're out there, there's a resignation of, well, it's inevitable, we're going to lose. Not that spoke to their culture to me. Maybe that people think I'm overreacting to that, but to me, that is the Baltimore culture.
Very, very happy with the team's effort. I mean, the toughness, the resiliency, and you fight back. Even there at the end, I think the example is the goal line stand. I mean, those are the kind of things that make us who we are as a team.
Regular season, first game, we got to move on quick. Everybody hate losing. The whole team hate losing. The coaching staff hate losing. Our cafeteria guys hate losing. It's going to be a quick turnaround, though. We got the Chiefs Sunday. We got to get ready.
And important to note, despite the loss, Lamar Jackson extended an impressive streak from the quarterback position. It was Lamar's 37th consecutive game where he recorded either a rushing or passing touchdown, which is now the longest active streak in the NFL by a quarterback. Coming up next on Ravens Report, we check in with rookie outside linebacker Odafe Oweh. Welcome back to Ravens Report, presented by MedStar Health. I'm Evan Washburn. Despite off-the-charts measurables and a clear playmaking ability, one stat seemed to follow Ravens first-round pick Adafe Oweh all throughout the draft process. He did not register a sack his entire final season at Penn State. Well, the rookie took care of that narrative quickly with a sack in his first NFL game Monday night. Proof that Oweh is every bit the pass rusher this front office and coaching staff thinks he can be. And Adafe has the luxury of learning from one of the best to ever do it, Justin Houston, who's taken him under his wing in his short time in Baltimore, something Oweh discussed with Shelby Granath.
Derek Carr to throw. Steps up in a pocket that's collapsing. Now he scrambles to the left. He'll be tracked down and sacked. Adafe Oweh puts him to the turf with 3 seconds left in the half. And the rookie first rounder out of Penn State with the biggest play of his young NFL career.
My first one, man. Crazy, feel good. Rest of Monday.
Monday Night Football in Las Vegas with fans back. What was your first NFL game experience like?
It was crazy. It was a crazy game, I had jitters coming into it, but I knew that, it was football, and all I had to do was just play my game, and, everything would take care of itself. But the atmosphere, playing on Monday night, I couldn't have asked for a better occasion.
You came so close in a few of those preseason games. You finally got your first sack on Monday night against the Raiders. Take me through that sack and what you saw on that play.
It was just so much emotion. Like I don't even know if I could tell you, play by play, but I'm gonna try my best. But it was a play where I was trying to get up the field. I had been selling speed the whole time, and he stalemated my first one. I tried to spin back in, came clean. I saw Derek Carr, trying to escape towards the left side, and then once I knew it was gonna be a track race, put the jets on, tried to run and catch him. Saw him try to throw the ball, and I was like, oh no, it's gonna slip. And then, that's where I decided to try to dive, and, I got there, and it was just, a rush of emotions. Finally got my sack that, everyone was saying that I couldn't do.
Obviously not the outcome you guys wanted, but what are the biggest takeaways this defense took from that Raiders game that will be applied this week against another tough offense?
We know we're a dominant defense. We know that, we're going to come out the gates, firing. And if we just stick to that and keep on, doing what we know and being, the havoc, wreaking defense we can be, we're going to win. And I feel like, once we got away from that a little bit towards the, the later parts of the game, that's when we got in trouble. But the next opponent is not feeling bad for you, so you can't feel bad for yourself. So, it's the next play, next game, and that's how we're gonna approach it.
Another big test on Sunday. What does this defense need to do to slow down Patrick Mahomes and that dynamic offense?
Obviously, Patrick Mahomes, MVP, you know, face of the league right now, but that doesn't matter. We're trying to be the best defense. We are the best defense, so we just got to be ourselves, play fast, you know, pressure him as much as we can, get him uncomfortable, and we'll be fine.
In high school and college, you went by Jason. But when you made it to the NFL, got drafted by the Ravens, you decided to go by your given name, Adafe. So what has it meant to you and your family to turn on a broadcast and see your name or hear fans cheering your given Nigerian name?
It feels so good. You know, Jason's my name as well, but you know, it just felt right to, you know, go by, you know, my actual first name and something that they call me at home, or my family members call me, my Nigerian, you know, culture and everything. And it's just going by that and understanding that you come from culture and you don't have to suppress that. So, you know, it feels good hearing it on the, trying to, you know, you hear the announcers trying to pronounce the name and everything, but, you know, they're getting it because, you know, I made it a point of emphasis that, you know, that's what I wanted to go by, and I hope that everyone would try their best to try to pronounce it right. But it feels good. My father loves it, you know, because, you know, he's the one that gave me that name. So he just loves that I'm embracing everything, and, you know, I feel good to, you know, just make everyone proud.
We're gonna end with a little rapid fire this or that. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Beach or mountains?
Beach.
Sweet or salty?
Sweet.
Passenger or driver?
Driver.
Pizza or wings?
What type of wings?
You
Pizza,
tell me.
Pizza. Yeah.
Since you're an artist, drawing or painting?
Drawing.
Cardio or weights?
Oh, weights.
Dine in or delivery?
Dine in or delivery? Delivery.
Get a sack or scoop and score?
Oh, okay. Can I get a sack then scoop and score?
And finally, purple or gold?
Since I'm a Raven, I feel like I gotta say purple, so I'm gonna say purple.
There you go. Adafe, thank you so much for your time and good luck on Sunday.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
The Ravens-Chiefs rivalry has really heated up in recent years. Dating back to 2015, though, it's been all Kansas City. They're winners of 4 straight in the regular season, a streak the Ravens will look to break Sunday night at M&T Bank Stadium. Coming up on Ravens Report, Garrett Downing sits down with John Harbaugh to preview that huge Week 2 matchup with the Chiefs.
Ravens Report is brought to you by MedStar Health, the official medical team of the Baltimore Ravens, and you. MedStar Health. It's how we treat people.
Welcome back to this week's edition of Ravens Report from the Under Armour Performance Center. I'm Evan Washburn. Over the course of 13 seasons under the direction of John Harbaugh, the Ravens have been dominant in home openers, going 11-2 over that span. A theme they're hoping continues Sunday night against the Kansas City Chiefs, a team that possesses an explosive offense that will test even the most dominant of defenses. Led by quarterback Patrick Mahomes and buoyed by playmakers like Travis Kelce and Tyreek Hill. It's the perfect early season test to see where the Ravens stack up against not just one of the best teams in the AFC, but the league as a whole. For more on the matchup, here's the head coach with Garrett Downing.
Coach, thanks so much for the time. It's good to be doing this in person once again this year. Big game this week. The Kansas City Chiefs are coming to town. Do you and the team really relish this opportunity to go up against one of the best teams in the NFL?
Well, it is great to be back with you in person finally. We're not doing Zoom, so it's an awesome feeling, and good to see you again.
Yes, exactly.
It's a great opportunity for us. We have a lot of respect for the Chiefs. Obviously, we play them, seems like every year now, but you know, this is the next game we've got to play well. We've got a big challenge in front of us. Our biggest challenge is us, and playing well and doing the things we do and improving as a football team, and that's what we're working really hard to do, and we'll be ready to go. We're excited to play. We can't wait to get started. We're looking forward to being at home with our fans. You know, all that's is a big deal.
For you guys, you mentioned that you played them. This will be the 4th straight year. I'm curious, do you go back and look at the tape from each of those games? Obviously, a lot of players are different, but do you look at a game from 18 or 19 or 20, or are you looking more at the recent tape from them?
You look at both. I mean, all the games that we played in the last 3 years are all in the breakdown, so those are all mixed into what we do, all of our numbers, all of our studies, all of our cut-ups, along with all the other relevant games. We watch all the games. We pluck the relevant games, we analyze those, and we use those in our stats and our studies and all of our cut-ups, and that's how we prepare.
A key player for you guys is Sammy Watkins. He had a nice debut last week. What does he bring to this offense?
Well, Sammy's a veteran receiver. You know, he's a guy that's been there before. He's big, he's strong, he's fast. He's a talented guy. He knows how to play. And I think it showed up in the game. You know, you get into a big, tough environment like that, Monday night opener for them at their new stadium, and he doesn't get phased one bit. He comes up and makes plays and plays like you expect him to and like you want him to.
When someone like that, who's a veteran player who spent time in Kansas City and he's going up against his old team, do you talk with players about that, or is it a conversation? Do you just kind of let it happen? How do you approach that?
I mean, it's more of a natural thing. It might come up. It's not like a big deal. I mean, guys play in different places in this league. We just take them as they come.
Now, Coach, a big thing this week is the fans. You mentioned it. We got a taste of it last week in Vegas, but we were on the other side of it. So it's going to be fun to have everyone in purple jerseys this time around. Can you describe the excitement? I just feel like this is a game, when you talk to people, everyone has been waiting for this moment for a long time, and I'm sure you guys feel it too.
Well, all around town. I mean, people have been talking to me for, almost 2 years now, how much they miss football and they miss the stadium. It's a great stadium. They love their team. I think they appreciate the way we play. It's just nothing greater than being in M&T Bank Stadium in a Sunday night football game that the whole country's watching. This is what we do it for. It's why we do it. Tailgating, driving in, seeing everybody out there. I just can't wait.
I can't wait either. It's going to be an awesome time, Coach. Thanks so much, and good luck on Sunday.
Thanks, Garrett.
Coming up next on Ravens Report, we check in with the former head man in Baltimore, Brian Billick, for this week's edition of the Billick Breakdown.
Brian Billick's Breakdown is powered by Microsoft, the official tablet of the Baltimore Ravens.
Welcome back to Ravens Report, presented by MedStar Health. I'm Evan Washburn. Even in a loss, Lamar Jackson looked sharp Monday night in Vegas. Yes, he had the 2 fumbles, which he'd love to have back, but his command of the offense and comfort in the pocket as a passer was evident, going 19 for 30 for 235 yards and a touchdown. And after so much discussion in the offseason about Lamar the passer, it was a clear example of his growth in that area, something Brian Billick highlights, along with how important the run game will continue to be to set up that improved passing game, in this week's edition of the Billick Breakdown.
Well, I've always said that winning on the road in the NFL is one of the hardest things to do. And the Ravens, it was doubly tough. They were going to a very hostile climate in Las Vegas, the first really home game that they've had there with the fans against a very good football team, and obviously spotted the Raiders a little bit when they win, depleted in the running back core, and obviously in the secondaries with the loss of Marcus Peters and Jimmy Smith as well. So this was going to be tough. Let's look at the film. When we go to the film, on each of these, I want you to watch how the linebackers, the Raiders, have to react. You start with this great run by Williams. He cuts back, gets 16 yards. Look at the way the linebackers have to overreact and flow over the top. You're going to see it again here. This was on the 4th and 1 with the 35-yard touchdown. Look at the way the linebackers go screeching over the top, have to overreact to the outside presence, and ends up on the touchdown. Well, what does that lead to? Look what happens in the passing game. It begins with a play-action fake. Lamar's going to play-action fake. Look at the linebackers get frozen. Marquise Brown gets in behind him for a big gain. And when we go to the end zone view of it, you can exactly see the dilemma, particularly the middle linebacker, 44, Watkowski. Watch how he has to absolutely freeze to read the run fake. It totally holds him. This allows, in this instance, Brown to get behind them, behind the linebackers, in front of the safeties, and you come up with a big play. Now, you're also going to see it on the big play to Sammy Watkins. Again, I want you to watch what the play-action fake does to the secondary level and the way they actually try to pass Watkins, who's crossing the field. And in this instance, Watkowski, the linebacker, he's in a tough spot because they're playing a combo coverage. You're going to see here on the end zone. First, the play fake absolutely freezes them, as it should. They try to pass off Watkins in behind him. You'll take this matchup all day. Middle linebacker against Watkins. So obviously, this is the template we're going to see time and time again from the Ravens. It was played out beautifully, particularly in the first half. On the defensive side, you saw Wink Martindale do a great job here. I'm going to show you 2 clips. Now, this is going to bode well for the Ravens. You can see in this first sack, they create one-on-one matchups across the board with a 5-man rush. And this is what the Ravens desperately need. If we create the one-on-one matchups, can we win? And they did on this play with both Houston and McPhee getting to the quarterback. And then this is classic Ravens. I love the second sack here. You're going to see, watch what the center does. He points out going to the left because what do? You got to guess who's coming when you play the Ravens. So he points to the three-man side. That needs two offensive linemen on the back side. And watch what Queen does. Starts like he's going to drop, then comes on a late rush, untouched, in through the gap for a big play. So you see the combination of one-on-one in terms of creating the one-on-ones, and then obviously with them being able to scheme it up the way that they did. So that's going to bode well for going into the future. Huge challenge with the Chiefs, depleted secondary. This is the last team you want to face with that. I never thought I'd say this. You got to take a page out of the Cleveland Browns playbook. They actually played pretty well. What they do, they ran the ball extremely well. You can expect the Ravens to do that, but you got to limit the big plays. The Chiefs really only got one big play down the field in the passing game. The Raiders had 6 explosive plays in the passing game. The Ravens can't let that happen, particularly against the Chiefs. They've got to do what the Browns did, and they've got to be better on third down than they were against the Raiders.
Explosive plays are also a key component to what the Ravens' opponents Sunday night, the Chiefs, are known for. They have a way of erasing a deficit in what seems like a matter of moments. Just look back to last Sunday in their win over the Browns, where Cleveland controlled a majority of that game until Mahomes and company started to make big plays and ended up winning that one. Here's one key on either side of the ball to keep an eye on ahead of this one. Defensively, the pass rush. Look, we know it's important in every game, but no more so than when you're facing Mahomes and company. If you can get him off his spot and harass him all day, it makes it tough to make those big plays. Offensively, don't be afraid to get into a shootout with KC. It's been proven. You can't contain them, so why not just outscore them? That's it for us on this week's edition of Ravens Report. Never miss a moment of the action. Make sure to download the Ravens TV app on your Roku, Apple, and Fire TV devices. We'll see you next week on Ravens Report.